The afternoon sun was blazing over Porto Rosso, and Giulia was out delivering fish. This left Luca Paguro and Alberto Scorfano alone in the kitchen, with the one human object they had yet to conquer, the espresso machine. It sat on the counter, chrome and menacing, hissing slightly like a sleeping sea snake. "I don't like the way it's looking at me," Luca whispered, hiding behind a chair. "It's got too many knobs, Alberto. It looks like the controls of a spaceship." Alberto folded his arms, puffing out his chest. "Luca, please, it is not a spaceship. I have watched Signor Macovaldo use this every morning. It is a wake-up fountain." "A wake-up fountain?" "Exactly," Alberto said, striding toward the machine with terrifying confidence. "Humans are naturally sleepy because they have heavy gravity pulling on their feet. They drink the black sludge from this machine to fight gravity. That is why they talk with their hands, to help them fly a little bit." Luca blinked. That actually made sense. "Okay, but do we know how to make the sludge?" "Details," Alberto waved his hand dismissively. "We just need the ingredients. I saw Giulia put in the brown sand and the cow juice." Alberto grabbed a tin of espresso powder and dumped a mountain of it into the little metal handle thing. He didn't tamp it down, he just piled it up until it looked like a small pyramid. Then he jammed it into the machine. Crunch! "Was it supposed to make that sound?" Luca asked, stepping back. "Yes, that is the sound of flavor locking in," Alberto shouted. Then he poured an entire carton of milk into the water tank. "Alberto, I think the milk goes in a cup." "Luca, look at me. Who has been human longer?" Alberto pointed at his own face. "I am basically an expert. Now, silenzio, Bruno." Alberto mashed the biggest button on the front. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then the machine began to vibrate. Then it began to growl, gurgle, hiss, thunk. "It's angry," Luca shrieked. "We made the fountain angry." "Hold it down," Alberto yelled, grabbing the machine as it started to rattle across the table. "It's just building up power. It's preparing the gravity-fighting juice." Suddenly, the steam wand, which Alberto had pointed directly outward, erupted. Whoosh! A jet of hot, milky steam blasted Alberto directly in the face. He didn't scream. He just stood there, stunned, his hair blowing backward like he was riding a Vespa at light speed. "Turn it off! Turn it off!" Luca panicked, throwing a tea towel over the machine. The machine responded by spitting a thick, dark sludge into a tiny cup, overflowing it immediately and covering the counter in hot espresso. Finally, with a dying burp, the machine stopped. Silence returned to the kitchen. The air smelled like burnt toast and wet dog. Alberto wiped the milk off his face. "Success," he wheezed. He picked up the tiny cup, which contained a substance thick enough to pave a road. "Now we drink, to fight gravity." "I don't know," Luca hesitated. "Don't be a sea slug," Alberto said, knocking back the shot. His eyes immediately dilated to the size of dinner plates. He froze. "Alberto?" Luca poked. "Are you okay? You're vibrating." Alberto handed the cup to Luca. "Your turn. Drink it. It tastes like lightning." Luca, trusting his friend, took a sip. 5 minutes later. When Giulia walked into the kitchen, she dropped her crate of fish. The kitchen was covered in coffee grounds. A puddle of milk was slowly dripping off the table. But the worst part was the ceiling. Luca and Alberto were clinging to the wooden rafters, hanging upside down like bats. They were vibrating so hard they were blurry. "Hi, Giulia!" Luca shouted, speaking so fast his words merged into one long noise. "We found the gravity juice, and now I can see sounds. Did you know your cat thinks in French?" "I can feel my teeth," Alberto yelled, staring wildly at the wall. "I have so many teeth!" Giulia sighed, pinched the bridge of her nose, and whispered, "Santa mozzarella."
Okay, hold on a second.
Before we clean this disaster, if you enjoyed watching these two sea monsters absolutely destroy my kitchen, you know what to ever. Smash the like button! Alberto says it helps fight gravity!
And leave a comment below if you think I should ban them from the espresso machine forever. Ciao!